The placement I did was in London and it was related to with PR and marketing, which is something I think I would be open to in the future.
I got a placement in London with a magazine called Broadcast Now. They are journalists who look at radio and TV and create a professional magazine for people within that industry.
I went to Lockheed Martin in Havant, in the computer side, not the military side.
I ended up going to Pfizer, which is a pharmaceutical company in Havant, and I went to their packaging side.
I was at BAE Systems.
So I was looking for work placement in a social environment, maybe to do with languages or organising events, that sort of thing. So I found some work with the Portsmouth festivities. They were hosting several events around in Portsmouth and Southsea, some in the dockyard.
I did lots of writing. Most days I got 2 or 3 press releases to write up into an article to put on their website.
Although I'm not interested in pharmaceutical as such, it was very interesting to go to see how the people management side worked and how the different parts of a company slot together.
I think journalism is something I'd like to pursue. Admittedly, I don't want to go into writing about radio and TV in the way that I did whilst I was there, but it was useful and I got a lot of good feedback from them.
Different section within Lockheed Martin each day doing various different tasks. Computers, coding and just sort of general management.
I was hosted by someone called Dave Perrin and he showed me to each head of department and I went around various different aspects of the site. Went to microelectronics, CAD, computer coding, vulnerability analysis and also sort of like projects like Arcfish and Stingray and Spearfish, which are all kind of underwater torpedoes or mine neutralisers.
I also did a week with the CEO of a not-for-profit organisation called Social Progress Imperative, who have created an index to go alongside GDP that looks at social progress of each different country.
I had different duties of researching marketing strategies, sitting in on meetings, doing various things, jobs around just the office.
So I went into the HSBC headquarters and I did a day at Deloitte International.
Most days I would sort of direct people. I was a steward. I'd direct people where they needed to go and show them their seating and that sort of thing. But then again, I'd also help organise some of the plays and the equipment that we needed for the events.
Every day I was with someone else, so I went to complaints one day, I went to the actual packaging line, health and safety, quality control, the more sciencey microbiology side of it.
Also did a lot of sort of admin tasks, looking at handling like raw data as well.
I was working on ideas for a polo event next year in London. It's called Polo in the Park in Hurlingham Park. And I was just sort of looking up marketing ideas.
When I was in the microelectronics lab, I did work on a small piece of substrate where I did a little bit of bonding with the gold trim.
I was with a different person each day who would show me what their day-to-day tasks were and then they'd often set me a task to do with that.
I'd still very much like to join the Royal Navy, but I think understanding how people management and how people work together to make a team overall is valuable experience.
The person I was with is the only person based in the UK for Social Progress Imperative, and most of them are either based in Costa Rica or in Washington DC, so there was lots of Skype calls between, and it was interesting to see the management across the Atlantic effectively.
Something I'd very like to do because it was such an interesting placement and I got to see so many aspects of the company.
It was really interesting and it was good to see what actually happened rather than just what they say when they come to schools and stuff, so it was really interesting.
I sat in on a photo shoot up at Goodwood, which I really enjoyed. Got to see some old Maserati cars and some models, and it's just definitely something I could see myself doing in the future.